Now, the whole concept of Islam, Iman, and Ihsan, the condition, the demand of all of the things Islam requires you to do, the 5 pillars. Iman requires you to believe in the 6 tenets of faith. Ihsan requires you to work on your ruh and nafs. So all the work that is required when you enter into these 3 levels, the goal is complete spiritual transformation. So this is the goal. So this isn't something that is random. It is designed with wisdom by Allah Ta'ala, and it is planned in order to change you completely in terms of your spiritual transformation. We've done this in level F also, that we understand the Quranic understanding of a human being is that a human being is made up of 3 dimensions. There is the body, there is the nafs, which is also translated as soul in some English translations, or ego, but we will use the Arabic term nafs, right? And then there is the ruh, which is the spirit, which is translated as the spirit. We'll be using the Arabic term ruh, right? So what does the Quran tell us about the nafs? In the Quranic understanding, the nafs, the ego, the soul, your mind, your psychology, it is the part of you which has imagination, which has memory, which has intelligence, which has willpower, which has sentiments. So all of these things, your psychology, your mind, your personality, make up your nafs. And what does the Quran tell us about the heart? We've done this in detail already. We discussed the qalb, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in these different verses that we've quoted tells us different things about the nafs. So I've color coded them. For example, in Arabic, if it's color coded red, absar means eyes, right? And here tama is in blue, that means blind. Qulub is in blue, that means hearts, right? So you can see the important words, I've color coded them. So Allah Ta'ala is saying that their eyes, verily, it is not their eyes that have become blind, but blind have become the hearts that are in their chest or breast. So this blindness is a blindness of perception. So we're talking about perception here. So this means that this qalb, the spiritual heart, has something called as perception, right? Now in this other verse, Allah Ta'ala says that lahum, that they have hearts, qulubun, they do have a qalb, right? But yafkahuna, they don't use it for understanding. They don't use the qalb to understand, right? So this means that the spiritual qalb also has understanding. It has the ability to understand. Then in another verse in the Quran, Allah Ta'ala says that what? Do they not reflect upon the Quran? Right? So the dabbur means reflection. So Allah Ta'ala is asking, do they not reflect upon the Quran? Or are there locks upon their qalb? Qulub. Qulub is the plural of qalb, on their hearts. So this shows that the qalb has the ability of reflection. And a heart that does not reflect, Allah Ta'ala is calling it a locked heart, a sealed heart, right? In another verse, Allah Ta'ala is saying that then your hearts become hardened. Then your hearts were hardened. So hearts is again qulub, and kasat in green is hardened. So then your hearts were hardened after that. They are like rocks or harder. So Allah is giving a simile of rocks or stones, that they're so hard. And Allah Ta'ala is saying that when the heart doesn't accept the truth, it rejects the truth, then it becomes as hard as rocks, or maybe even harder, right? So this is the understanding of the ability of the qalb through the Quran, right? Now, the next thing is that I've given you a bit of a summary of the nature of the qalb according to the Quran, the qalb that is a part of the ruh. So the Quran tells us that the qalb has all of these faculties. The qalb can perceive, it has emotions, it is conscious, it has the ability to reflect, it has intelligence also, right? So this is like a deeper thing. The nafs has these things in a mental way, using the brain. But the heart has these things in a deeper reality. So Allah Ta'ala has given the qalb the ability to differentiate between the truth, to understand the truth, right? So if you see the relationship between Islam and Iman, like I told you before, that they are steps. So if we make Islam as the first step, and we make Iman as the second step, according to the Quran, that's how Allah Ta'ala has divided them. So if I tell you that Iman is the second step, so what we're trying to tell you is that what happens when in addition to Islam, you get Iman. So you already have Islam. You're on step one, right? You already have Islam here. But now what happens is that after Islam, you get something called Iman inside your qalb. So you already had Islam and now Iman enters your qalb. So when Iman enters your qalb, your Islam, the level of your Islam becomes high. So Iman basically raises your Islam. It beautifies your Islam. It gives more meaning to your Islam. So all the 5 pillars of Islam, which somebody can just do as actions, and like people, they pray, sometimes they pray so fast, they don't even know what they're saying. So when you have Iman, it makes you want to pray slowly. It wants to make you focus on your dua, on your salah, on your fast, on your hajj. It gives a spiritual dimension to all of these 5 rituals, which are seemingly superficial activities. But the Iman actually gives the depth to these actions. So the process is that the truth enters the qalb of the ruh, and this truth is called Iman. And that Iman now will change your Islam. It will make your Islam, submission is Islam, so it will make your Islam deeper. It will change how you perform those rituals. So this is basically the connection between these two things. Okay. Sorry. Okay.